Richie, thanks for joining us. What did you make of that evening?
I thought we actually started pretty well. The first 4 or 5 minutes, we got to the byline and we got in their box. There was too many ricochets in their box today, balls bouncing around, and we never got on the end of it. But then we concede 2 goals in a short period of time where we allow a right-footed left winger to come inside on his right foot, and then we don't track a midfield runner. So I thought second half we was a better team. We're pushing, and obviously we get the goal back, but linesman decides to disallow it. But I think first half we didn't win any duels. You know, they was up. Listen, it's a big game for them. You know, and it's a compliment to us that they think it's a big game and it's a big crowd here, and the crowd was at it. Fair play to them. It was a good atmosphere for them. You know, and there's 2 styles of football: our style and their style, which is different to our style. And for the first half, we wanted to play like they played, which is stupid. We need to be better on the ball. But second half, I thought we was better. Sometimes you have to go through these nights to get where we want to go, and we was never going to be, losing 1 or 2 games this season. We have to go through. We have to lick our wounds and go again Saturday.
Was there anything wrong with Jordan Brown's goal?
Linesmen want to get involved, like the linesman wanted to get involved at Crewe, and say that Charlie kicked out of his hands where he didn't. The goalkeeper's got a clear line of sight for the strike, and that changed. Listen, we've got a massive chance of getting an equaliser if that stands. So I thought the officials again. What do you say? What do you say about him? He's poor.
Well, there were plenty of yellow cards. I think maybe one for yourself and certainly one for Tom James. He can't play against Harrogate. Well,
I've said all along we're going to have injuries, we're going to have suspensions, but it gives somebody else an opportunity to come in. Again, yellow cards today. It was just like the referee doesn't understand the game. Davidson's quite handy. He wants to lean in, he wants to make little fouls, but then what that does is we need to be a little bit more patient. But the first one's a foul. He doesn't give it, so then our players react by doing something back to Davidson or Pell, and them type of players. And then we end up giving too many free kicks away. But we lacked discipline in the first half, definitely. I thought we was better second half.
Were there lessons to be learned as we look ahead to the next 2 games?
I see it. Listen, let's not get carried away. I see an interview that Steve Evans done a week ago saying with this year's Forest Green. Nonsense. Forest Green have been in a process for 4 or 5 years under Mark Cooper. Really good team, getting the playoffs, miss out on the playoffs, getting the playoffs, miss out. And then Rob Edwards goes in and finishes the job off and gets them promoted. We're at the first stage of I'm excited. I love this football club. I'm excited about it. I sign a new contract tomorrow because I love it and I want to stay here because I know where we can get to. And we'll get there. The fans will go home today disappointed. I love this football club. And we'll get to where we want to. But we have to take our time. We can't overreact. We're at a process. And when we came in, if we would have said now we're sitting on 26, 27 points and we're 7th or 8th, everyone would go, yeah, we'll take it. Let's not get carried away for 1 defeat. And again, it's a compliment that teams want to play better against us. I watched these against Crewe, and I watched them against Harrogate. They played against Harrogate, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that, the atmosphere, the tempo. So credit to them, they up the game, but we have to be ready and be respectful of where we are in the league and be up for every game.
So the new contract's being signed tomorrow?
Well, if Mark Devlin's back off holiday, yeah. No, listen, so what it is, I'm probably speaking out ahead, I should have waited, but I want to give the fans a little bit of pick me up. So people are worried about this job's coming available. I will stay and I'll see this job through because I always get labelled that I leave. I left Swindon because of COVID and because of the situation that the club was in, and look where the club went. It lost all its players, but all the other jobs I've been sacked from and not been given enough time. So I love Lane, I love the owners here. So it's only right that I show my commitment and my love for this football club, and also we want players to sign new contracts. So if I follow the lead and show them where we want to go, then hopefully they'll stay and sign an extension as well.
Can I ask about George Moncur? He didn't start, was that because of an injury?
Yeah, because we play him on Saturday against Crewe, and you can see 60 minutes, he hasn't trained and he's just blew up. So tonight we're thinking we might be able to get another 60 minutes out of him, but you're thinking, well, rather than be leggy, let's save him for the last half an hour and get a little bit he's got a free week now. We get training to him tomorrow and get a bit of fitness into him and hopefully be ready to start. He's had a tough probably 10 days of his tooth because it's been that painful that he's had his tooth out but they left a little bit in. So I think he had to go and get that removed. So he's missed a lot of training and because of that he's felt a little bit leggy.
And Theo, was he okay?
Yeah, it was just that you're worried about the referee. You're worried about the referee that he can just make a decision that nobody else on the pitch sees.